Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island USA Season 5 Episode 27. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Let me guys know if you thought that the challenge should have been the whole episode. Obviously it couldn't be the whole episode, but I felt like after the challenge it just kind of went like, wah. But it's okay, we're going to talk about it. Cassie was the next girl to go, and I feel like she redeemed the first two performances because it was giving.
Come here, mama.
I heard you guys needed some fixing. Let's see how handy I can get. Oh my God!
Bernie! Yeah, Bernie!
Real been the chick that they talked about.
Oh, just skipped over. That was solid performance, guys. That was very good.
She set the tone there. She
That was
really
very
fucking set
good.
the tone.
Listen, if it were me, the side of me that is petty time to time, I would have skipped Leo altogether. Leave him wanting more. Sucks to be you. But she caved. And then later in this episode, she caved even further. I was like, oh my gosh, Cassie girl. It's okay. Next was Destiny. I loved the dominatrix outfit.
Destiny dominating this house.
It's her way or the highway. I know Zay was fucking scared shitless when she came around with the whip.
I feel like that one was honestly the best one.
You think that was better than Cassie's?
I know the thing with Destiny is like, oh, she is, what is it? What's the word that they say? Intimidating. But when Matthias says it, something about when Matthias says it, I'm like, go find yourself something to do. And I hope that thing is packing. Imani, for moi, was the absolute main event. I had to check myself and think, hold on, am I on the same time as Cassie is on? Because, wow.
Oh, Imani. Oh my gosh. Be my mail lady. I'd be standing outside waiting for your ass. I'd be like,
She's looking at you, bro.
Pretty sure Imani is like a professional dancer. Yeah, she definitely knows how to move. Yeah, it was pretty attractive to watch.
All that booty, she knows what to do with it.
The eye contact was insane.
Guys, literally, literally, my mom is in the other room. If this performance went on for any longer, she'd have to pick me up off the floor. Imani did so good. It was so good, Imani. Yes. If the care assistant thing doesn't, and okay, wait, hold on. So another reviewer had made this point, and I didn't even notice. She had said in the previous episode to Scott that she works as a care assistant at an old folks home, something like that. But I thought when she first came in, it was something completely different. Yeah, you guys let me know what's the deal with that one. Next was Taylor. She actually did better than I expected.
Taylor looked incredible. I really like the nurse outfit. Yeah, she could definitely heal my heart if it was dying.
no, Bergie, get up! I'm done.
You know, I have to appreciate the effort. It was kind of awkward, but she put her heart in it, and that's what counts, okay? Next was Johnny. I think she was the last one. And she really focused on grinding.
I wish I was out there when Johnny was dancing. I wish I was sitting with the guys. Let me see her dance on me.
Good looking girl, good body on her. She knows what she's doing with it. And yeah, listen, it was an interesting one. I enjoyed it.
Nothing focusing more on Cassie's reaction than the guys. I felt like every confessional was Cassie talking. Clearly she wanted to get involved, but that's not how the show works. Next is the guys. Leo is first. Guys, I hate to admit it. I liked it. I did. I did not know Leo looked like that.
Leo has done that before. Leo definitely practices his routine weekly. Then he moves on to Destiny. Then he puts Taylor's leg in the air.
Oh my God!
Give her a nice little passionate kiss and let her melt to the ground. Like, literally.
Okay, so I was a little bit aroused. Okay, whatever. What are you gonna do, beat me? No, you can't. He did good. he did good. And the results reflect that. The man did good. Okay, I'll give it to him. Mattia was next. He showed up looking like a demon. Quite fitting.
Nice! Nice!
I tried to raise hell, and at the end, I went for Johnny.
He started and she went, you weren't gonna let him leave. Bitch, it's hungry.
Listen, unlike Keenan, I don't like demons. I don't like them. I don't like him. I don't know what about Mattia I don't like. I think sometimes he just talks at a turn and that really annoys me. And so the fact that he didn't do well in this challenge, I'm like, of course he didn't. Of course he didn't. You're all mouth and no action. Like he presents himself as if he's like God's gift sometimes. And I'm just like, but where are the fruits? Where are the fruits? Like, I don't see it. I just don't see the material. Yeah, definitely not on the Mattia train. Next was Kyle, who, you know, he said he really enjoyed the challenge, but I felt like he was doing the same move to every girl.
Bring that ass up here, boy.
Blah. I expected more. I did. Next was Marco. Marco wasn't good, but he took the comedic route, and I appreciated that.
I was cracking up.
I've always, dry humped the air. I humped my pillow in bed.
His definitely gave out those Channing Tatum vibes.
Oh, I forgot to take this off. Fuck.
You did so good. Good job, Marco.
He definitely saved the sexy for Hannah. It was funny. As a whole, it was funny. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite, but I like that he made it his own. So, he's all right with me. He's all right with me. Mr. Pissyface, Kenzo. He made a statement. Boy, did he. Yeah, he did.
I traveled this far to take one heart and one heart only.
What? Hey, what about the rest of us? What the fuck? What about us?
I am who I am, I'm a very respectful man, and I wanted to go out there and show my true self. Carmen is the only one I want.
Where was my lap dance?
I feel like it just comes down to a deeper issue, that he just doesn't trust me.
A mí me gustó eso, de verdad.
I mean, on the one hand, we could say at least he holds himself to his own standards. So there's that. But on the other hand, I'm like, okay, I know that he's a person who values respect and stuff like that, but I felt like it was kind of, how do I say it? Like a C. I'm an honorable man. And what are you? None of those words were said, but that's just how I perceived it. I was just like, okay, at least do a little something with the other girl. You don't even have to touch them. Marco, for the most part, wasn't touching the other girls. You don't have to touch them. But I felt like this was him sticking to his values, yes, but a little bit kind of proving a point. So, whatever. Next was America's favorite. As if the agenda was not clear before.
Came out with the flag, the glasses. He was literally giving Southern dad. Go Fergie!
Woo! I'm gonna throw my ass in your face!
He was his authentic self. He was goofy, he was sexy. I was really turned on by his whole performance.
The funniest part about this for me was that as awkward as it was, he leaned into the goofy, and that's what made it less awkward. Same thing with Marco. And I felt like that's what was missing from Mattia. But I think Mattia in his mind actually thought that he did well. But listen, Bergie knew I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. So I'm gonna just be a fool and y'all gonna love it, okay? I think last was Zay. Nope, last was not Zay. But Zay came next, dressed like a doctor. Nobody wanted an appointment. Not a single person.
He could have done so much more.
He's taking her heart, girl.
Yeah, Zay, come on, girls, clap. Jesus Christ.
It was boring. Boring.
I take back everything I said about Mattia. This was horrendous. Horrendous. And I don't think it would have been any better if he actually tried, because I don't think he was trying, but I don't think effort would have made it any better. And then last was Scott. Scott himself isn't good either, but he knows two things: kissing and lifting.
I can't even remember what happened. Next thing you know, I'm on the floor. Kisses are happening. This man, he's doing the real bombshell experience.
Those who watch the UK version, you know that his performance then with Catherine and here with Armani is damn near similar, down to the butt slap and the picking up and the shocked face. Like, it was so similar. Listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Clearly that works for him. So, all right, it is what it is. On to the results. Zay's heart rate was raised the most by Destiny. Interesting that is, huh? Leo's was raised by Imani. Can't blame him, child. Bergie's was raised by Taylor. Mattia was raised by Imani. Marka was raised by Hannah. Kyle was raised by Cassie. Kenzo was raised by Cassie. Also interesting. I mean, we know the thing with this game is like, it's not necessarily an attraction thing. Shock value adds to the raising of the heart. So, of the heart rate, whatever. So, like, it's not really anything to read into, but you know, the show is messy and we're going to lean on the messy side. So I'm like, Cassie, interesting. Scott was raised the most by Johnny. Hannah was raised by Leo, Destiny by Leo, Carmen by Leo, Taylor by Leo. Listen, almost a clean sweep by Leo. I cannot blame him. I was shocked too. And then we had Johnny, whose heart rate was raised by Zay. Unfortunate. And then Scott. Huh? I said Scott by Imani, but did I mean Imani by Scott? I think that's what I meant. And then Cassie by Scott. So after the challenge, Kenzo and Carmen finally have the talk.
Like, I think he, like, went too far.
It's a game.
I know it's a game.
That was the point of the game. We set boundaries that we weren't going to kiss in challenges.
But, like, I feel like when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, like, there's certain boundaries.
We just don't get to participate? We're here for this reason.
We are. I'm not saying that you should have done what I did. You should have seen how Hannah went before. Like, she, like, went about it so respectfully with everyone.
Why don't you trust me?
Because I'm telling you, like, the way Hannah is, like...
Then go date Hannah.
Oh my gosh.
When it comes to the situation, honestly, I feel like I have 15 different opinions, but we're going to stick to like 3 or 4, right? The first one is that I don't think that they had clear boundaries on what is and isn't okay for people in a relationship. Like, it's not even like, oh, we're exclusive, we're close. Like, they're literally boyfriend and girlfriend. So that's where I'm just like, I kind of see where he's coming from. Because they are in a relationship, you kind of have to act like it. But then I'm also like, well, if you're on Love Island, you know what comes with Love Island. Like, so challenges happen. And so how did he want her to, like, I don't know. There's just so many things going on in my head. I'm just like, yes, I feel like she could have played it off, maybe just not touching them, but doing the tease or whatever. But then again, it's a challenge. Like, you want to win. Everybody wants to win. But you have a boyfriend. So, like, why are you worried about winning? Like there was just so many opinions for me. If I were in their position, I have a competitive spirit. So I think that I would have gone for the win. Okay, would I have gone for the win? No. But I think I would have put in a good effort. And I would hope that the partner that I choose to be with, like a genuine partner, not just somebody you end up partnered with on the show. Like, if I'm going to say you're my boyfriend, he's the type of person who is going to save face in public and then let me know his disappointment in private. Mainly because, like, the sour face of Kenzo, it just spoiled the mood. And then you don't know what Carmen was thinking as he's making these faces. You know, for him, he's like annoyed, but for her, she's now feeling insecure. Like, wow, I was feeling sexy. I was feeling so beautiful. I was having fun. And now you're making me not those things anymore. It wasn't fun anymore. I don't feel beautiful anymore. And now I'm insecure. So yeah, I would wish that I would be partnered with somebody who's like, you know what, that made me feel uncomfortable, but this is not the time or the place. So let me hold on to that conversation for later. Also, the comparison to Hannah really annoyed me too. I probably would have responded the same way as Carmen. Okay, if you want to be with Hannah, then be with Hannah. Hannah was so respectful. You should have seen how Hannah... Okay, I'm not Hannah, and I didn't do it like Hannah. Let's handle the business that we have. Why are we talking about Hannah? In the grand scheme of things, can I say that this is a red flag when it comes to Kenzo? I don't know. A lot of people online are saying that, oh, he's overreacting. This is showing that he's controlling, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I think it could show up like that later on. But in this unique set of circumstances, I'm just like, it's a more complex situation than just blanketing him as a controlling partner. At the end of the day, they did resolve things over some grilled cheese because we know in this villa, bread solves all problems. Cassie and Johnny have a conversation to see if they would actually be compatible if they pursued things romantically.
Do you feel like you have to be like the boss and stuff? Because I'm always the boss in the relationship. Like, if I'm being honest.
No, I don't. I like being the submissive one in a relationship. Just want to make sure that what you choose is like actually what you want to do. So if you do want to pursue things with me, it's like 100%. There's no competition in this place. It's like who you're most compatible with. So, you know, if at the end of the day feel like you're most compatible with Leo, I'll understand.
I'm figuring out what I want, whether it's with her or with Leo.
This is the part where Cassie had lost me. Cassie was winning me over these past like 2 episodes. She lost me completely in this one. So she lets Johnny know that Leo is still in the mix. Obviously, those feelings can't die. I'm here just like, oh, just drop him. But that is easier said than done. I know, obviously. Glad that they're getting their boundaries out of the gate. Just talking about this is the kind of partner that I am. This is the kind of partner that I want to be with. Vice versa. Does this work for us? Yes or no? Okay, let's proceed. Especially considering what's happening with Carmen right now. I think in theory, you think that, oh, we're on the same page on these certain things, but until it's explicitly talked about, you won't know and you'll find out the hard way. Cassie then has a conversation with Leo. And she lets him know that things are not done between them.
I couldn't stop looking at you after, though. You got me smiling like an idiot.
I can't like lie, like there are feelings there for you, so I wish I knew if you're gonna hurt me again or not, you know?
I've been cheated on bad before, and only time will tell. But there's no way that I could ever do that to you again. You know, I have full intentions of making you my girl, all this shit.
As much as I enjoy the conversations with Johnny, I feel like it could be something great. With Leo, it's a different. No.
I can't believe you're messing.
No?
No?
No messing. No.
I really was starting to root for Cassie like that. As long as she's with Leo, they don't have my support. Like, they just don't. But yeah, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, okay, all the things that you were complaining about regarding Leo, even before finding out what he did, where did that go? Has that been resolved? And now on top of that, there's the transgressions of Casa and the falling out of Casa. So he's here saying, I know I would never do this to you, but the only way to truly tell is with time, which is true. The only way to truly tell is with time. But I'm wondering, what has he even done in the villa to gain her trust back? She says that it's been building for him these last few days. But considering the actual situation they were in, I don't know what he has done to prove that would not happen again. On top of that, there were other things that were concerning. The immaturity she did not like. I think that was the main part. Also, for me, it would have been the victimizing of himself after the fact. It would have been the fact that he's so easily able to be swayed to that extent by an ex-girl. And he's also 21. Like, that's a me thing. She's 22, so it's fine. But he's 21. The next morning... Oh, so in the night, actually, I didn't write this down, but let me talk about it. In the night... Cassie was dragging her feet going to bed. Leo was also dragging his feet going to bed. They meet in the kitchen. They have a little smooch. She was trying to fight it off, but eventually he broke her down, right? In the morning, Leo lets Kenzo know in Spanish. Carmen has been picking up on Spanish. So then she tells Cassie, I know your little secret. Cassie is really geeked. She's really geeked over this kiss. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I mean, listen, the heart wants what it wants. Ask KK. We know. So I can't necessarily judge people. Even me. I've had some questionable love interests. But there is just too much that went on with Leo. And I'm also thinking, so now you've kind of shown him that these little things here and there can be done and he will win you back. She did kind of make him work for it, but it's still, to me, wasn't enough for me to be this smitten over him again. I also do understand they're in a high, intensity? They're in an intense environment, so therefore regular outside feelings feel a lot stronger in this environment. So it is a lot harder to leave somebody behind when you've built feelings for them. I just wish this wasn't the case. But anyways, Johnny is then having a conversation with Mattia. I was not paying attention. Listen, I heard something about avocados. I hope it was avocados. Either avocados or grapefruit. I don't know. And then she cut her hand. This conversation was so boring. I miss the spicy Johnny. Where is this girl? Then Scott swoops in and he's like, let me have a conversation with Johnny. And again, I had to hop onto Twitter. I was like, let me scroll through because I'm bored.
I don't really see myself like wanting to get to know other girls in here. Like, I'm not here to play a game.
I have so many connections right now that I'm trying to figure out who's the best for me, and also they're figuring out if I'm best for them. I feel like I'm understanding you a little bit better.
How are you understanding me a bit better?
You hide your feelings in jokes a lot. The sexual chemistry is insane. He just knows what he wants. His confidence is like unbeatable. I definitely can see myself with Scott as well. Like, I like who I am when I'm with Scott.
It's not every day, what's your favorite color? Every day, what do you do for work? Like, eventually some things are just going to be life stories and it's going to get boring. However, I think I just genuinely don't see it for her and these people. Mattia, I got a personal vendetta with this Mia. I'm ready for him to go. I'm ready for Zay to go. I'm ready for Ka to go. Unfortunately for me, 2 out of 3 of those are definitely not going. Sucks. And then with Scott, I just don't buy Scott's purpose here. The thing is, you could mess around and find yourself actually catching feelings for somebody, but until I actually see a spark, I'm not thinking that Scott is here for anything. So this conversation was giving me nothing. I have no hope in this connection whatsoever. Yeah, Johnny, I feel like Johnny's best bet is Cassie at this point. So then we see Cassie talking to Leo, letting him know that Johnny is in the running.
Obviously, me and Johnny are pursuing each other. Like, how do you feel about that?
It doesn't bother me. You can kiss whoever you want. You're not my girlfriend. Even though I want you to be.
I'd like that.
Where's your heart at?
Close to my chest.
Take it out. What?
Because when I did that, you broke it.
Here comes your shorty.
How do you know who it is that's coming in?
The heel click.
I feel like her mind is made. Now, if they're going to hit me with a curveball, it would genuinely shock me. At this date of publication, I feel as if Cassie's choice is Leo. I do like that he understands the position that he's put himself in. And so he's like, if you want to explore with other people, that's your business. I totally understand. If he was going to be a little bit more rigid about that, I would have an attitude, but he's not. So I can't have an attitude with him. However, I will have an attitude if they actually recouple together. I don't think I can support it. They would not be who I'd be voting for. But that could change depending on who's at the end, because my main agenda at the beginning of the season was to make sure Bergie doesn't make it to the end. But if he makes it to the end, that might be okay with me. Hannah and Marco, also that one was a painful one, but if they make it to the end, that'll be all right with me. They will. Anybody else after that, depending on the pairing, Cassie might get my vote over them. Cassie and Leo. So we'll see how the chips fall. Zay is now trying to get to know Imani. Love my girl, I really do, but we know she will entertain anything.
I definitely would enjoy talking to you more. As you're very attractive, you're very beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't like to drink. Obviously when I'm here.
See, I'm a social drinker too,
Yeah, I would never drink on my own, or I would never like.
That's crazy. Yeah, me either.
I like to hike. I like to go boating. I like fishing. I like camping. I like swimming.
Me too. Not the swimming part.
Not swimming?
Not swimming. Now, if you want to go diving with sharks,
You wouldn't?
no, I'll support you from the top.
Well, I'm glad we got to see.
I know we have a lot in common.
We do have a lot in common.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I noticed, no, not that I noticed. I took note this time around because I have noticed it before. I just never wrote it down. Zay doesn't have game. Zay doesn't have game. And so when he's talking to Imani, I'm thinking to myself, this girl can literally flirt with a wall. And I don't see her flirting with him. Even the baby voice was not present. Not at all. It was there a little bit at the beginning, but it completely disappeared as the conversation kept going. Zay is just not, he's not giving. He's really not giving. Anyways, the Islanders get a text. There is a recoupling. This is the final recoupling. So if you get dumped, you're getting dumped as a couple from this point forward. The couplings are, hold on. The couplings are Taylor picked Bergie. Carmen picked Kenzo. Hannah picked Marco. Destiny. So this is an interesting one. Some people on Discord were saying Destiny's probably going to self-eliminate. I've been saying she had plenty of time to self-eliminate. She's not going to. She admits in this speech that she was going to pick herself. However, she has seen characteristics in this man that make her feel like this is a man she would want to be in a relationship with. He hasn't been in any drama. He hasn't been in any triangles. And then she chooses Kyle.
Surprisingly, one of the main things I loved about this person is the reputation they've kept in this house. That embodies the character I need, what I deserve at this point. What did you think?
Okay. Imani didn't see that coming. Neither did I. But I also thought Imani was not keen on picking Kyle anyways. Then she stands up and she gives a speech that's almost a replica of Destiny's speech. And then she picks Zay.
I definitely wasn't expecting it.
That's hard to do.
They have showed me characteristics that I value in a man, and they did surprise me.
Bueno.
I'm not quite sure if her picking Zay was in retaliation, but she definitely was shook by Destiny's decision. So yeah, that was an interesting one. And then lastly, I think we had Cassie. Obviously, they left us on a cliffhanger. I think the best option, so that we can get as many people out as possible, is that she picks Johnny. I'm ready for these men to go. It's not even for the Johnny Cassie storyline. It's just there's too many people. And there's just too many people that I don't like. There's Scott, who I don't mind, but Leo is there, and also Mattia. They can all go. We're going to see Scott in September anyways on Love Island Games. So, like, they can go. But in Cassie's speech, she said she wants to pick this person because they make her laugh all the time. She feels like she can be her authentic self, and their journey has been wild. That sounds like Leo to me. We didn't get a preview of the next episode, so we're just gonna have to hang tight and see what she decides. If she really wants to listen. Okay, now this is the game player in me coming out. Should you do this? No, but for argument's sake, let's go. Leo says he loves her, right? If you love me, you're gonna wait for me. If you love me, you're gonna let me explore what I want to explore. If you love me, you're gonna support me getting the win by any means. And I feel like the path of least resistance in terms of getting the win would be choosing Johnny. Now, least resistance, not because they're an automatic shoe-in to win. No. Because we know it'll cause a lot of controversy. But that's why that's the better decision. People will be like, she stood up for herself and not picking somebody who didn't respect her, and she's making him work for it, and maybe that's leaving it for the outside for him to prove himself. But she's also making a very bold and a risky decision, choosing Johnny, and also changing the landscape of Love Island altogether. Listen, if it were me, and I want it to be controversial, I would pick Johnny. And then if I love Leo, I would deal with him later on. Okay. That's unfortunate because Johnny actually does have feelings for her. So then this is kind of like messy, but this is me being messy. Don't do this. But if you want it to be messy, I would kind of support it. Okay. As always, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.